my ideal business. The first 3 years, I wasn't very good. Some friends of mine in ActionCOACH actually shared with me, a few of them in the last few years, said, Jamie, can we be honest with you? First 3 years, we thought there was zero chance of you being that global top 100. I'm now global number 7. I'm going to share with you today exactly how I was bad and then how I got better, so you can do the same to maximise your potential and get the business that you want. Because in this business, you can have the business that you want. It's the most amazing industry there is. You just need to know how to do it. And I've reflected over my 12 years, and I've come up with 17 things you need to do well. Sorry, 17 and a half. And there are 3 big headings, and you need to be good at all of them. Anything that you're slightly slacking on is just going to affect the income that you have and the enjoyment that you have. I'm going to share them and how to get them. So what are these headings? Also, just a little bit more about my business. Not only is it 50,000, but I've got 21 fortnightly clients paying me 2,000 plus VAT. I'm going to share with you how you attract those clients and how you get results with them. Because I know it's a challenge for a lot of people. I see a lot of coaches, 1 or 2 clients at that, and then there's the excuse of why this guy's a grand. I'm going to show you exactly how you can overcome that. Because those clients are so much more fun to work with, they get better results, and I learn so much from them. I have an inspiring day working with brilliant people who are better than I am, and I've worked out how you attract them. I'm going to share exactly so you can copy me. So let's go through exactly what you need to do. So firstly, this is the most important side of the deck. You need to look after yourself. If you're real, your business is crap. You can't do anything. So I want you to mark out 10. Balanced diet. 10 is amazing, 0 is McDonald's every single meal. Fresh air, how much fresh air are you getting? I find that so important. And how much exercise are you getting? Give yourself a mark out of 10 of each 3. Then I want you to write down what you're going to do in the next quarter to get another 2, a score 2 higher on each one. A few seconds to do that, for a short time. Write down exactly what you're doing. If you're 3 10s, then you can switch off for a minute. So what else do we have to do? You need to build your resilience. Now, in this presentation, I'm going to show you various ways of doing that. But I want you to really reflect on where is your resilience now. And this is the test. The test is, when something bad happens, you lose 3 clients in a month. Your key staff member leaves. How well do you react? Are you still the A1 coach for your clients, or does your performance drop? Now obviously we're human, we can take so much, so it's mostly. So if you're a bit all over the place, you're quite low. If you're quite high, I just want to say well done, because it's really hard to get there. I'm going to share with you exactly how to do that. Now the first slide about looking after yourself is one element of building resilience. If you're not looking after yourself, your resilience is going to be low, you won't be able to take any knock, and you'll just crash. When the client wants to see you want to be with them, you'll just lose clients and you won't get results. So you really need to focus on that. COVID was an amazing test. It was really difficult, but it absolutely tested your resilience to the absolute nth degree. I've got a major challenge now that sometimes brings me edge. My daughter is extremely ill, and I find that quite a challenge. It's testing my resilience. I've learned a lot from it. Sometimes you need those life lessons. So, score out of 10 resilience, and that's the test. How well, if something doesn't go well, how well do you act? How well are you still showing up? Or does everyone say, oh, Jamie looks bad today, Jamie looks bad? Be really honest, and just through this presentation, work out ways of how to increase your score 1 or 2 points in the next quarter. You need to go with Connor. I'm lucky that I met Sherry in October 2000, who's been my wife since. Amazing lady, supports me, I love her dearly. We're so different, and that really helps. I do everything at 100 miles miles an hour. She does everything at 10 miles an hour. Now, there are some times my 100 miles an hour results me into crashing into a wall. She'll stop me and slow me down before I crash into that wall. It's so good, and when I see her, I just think, maybe I need to slow down in that area. So, this slide extends to your network. There are two types of people. You've got people that boost your energy and people that drain your energy. I want you to write down everyone who is draining your energy at the moment, and I want you to think of how you're going to get them to slowly exit your life, because you're worth it. You're worth it.
Or quickly.
Or quickly, even better, but there'll be some people like your brother-in-law, whatever, that you might need a bit of time and might have some conversations with family as well. But honestly, you're worth it. Do not spend time with people that drain your energy. You can't do it in this game. You're not going to get your income. You're not going to get your life. You need to be selfish. You're worth it. Do it. So what's the other areas? This section's about the identity iceberg, the mindset you need to do this business well. The next thing is, are you on this cycle or are you off the cycle? There's a cycle of acceleration, and if you're not on it, I think you're on a cycle of destruction. If you're on a cycle of destruction, you're going nowhere, not going to get anywhere. So let me explain exactly what this means. So I'm a big fan that you have to take action to improve. You take action, you improve your resilience. You take action, you build your confidence. You take action, you get better clients, you get better results. You feel better in yourself. So the action, we're going to come a bit more detail, but the main headings of action is number one, lots of conversations with business owners of the people you want to attract from you and your team. Are you having enough? Are you doing what it takes to get them? And there'll be more detail later on that. The next thing you need is, are you learning enough? But again, we'll talk more detail of that. And the next thing on the action is, do you have enough social proof? This is such, James mentioned about the high trust level. Massive high trust. Without social proof, this business I run would be nowhere. I've been really ruthless on getting social proof. It also helps with your confidence. When you're having a bad day, you're thinking, crap, just watch a video testimonials, it really helps. So there's a number of things that the social proof, it's testimonials, awards, etc. It's so needed, and I've got lots of proof on this, which I'm going to share later. I've seen the difference, I've done some really detailed testing. So you need to take the action, you'll get the results, and you get the belief. So if you don't take the action, you're not getting anywhere. So what action do you need to take more of in terms of more business owner conversations, the learning, or the social proof? Again, we'll cover it in more detail. So again, we talked about the learning. At least 5 hours a week. I've done at least that for 12 years. I feel so much more confident. I'm happier. I also love it. I love learning about business. I do it probably not longer than that happily. I don't see it as work. I enjoy it. Most people want to know, what do I learn? So this is how I suggest that. What's the thing that's holding you back most? Mine was sales in the early years. So I just read, listened, watched everything to do with sales. Because it was holding me back on everything. What's holding you back? What do you need to spend time? Are you learning the right stuff? Don't just blindly go after every webinar every day. So you've got to say, or someone recommended this book, I have to read it. No. What do you need now? Do you need sales? Do you need marketing? Do you need mindset? Do you need team? What do you need? Make sure that your book list or your listening list or your video list is changed to the thing that you need. So learning. Extending to that, we're in an amazing situation. We're the world's largest business coaching company. We've got some brilliant people in the room. Learn from them. Come to conferences. Approach them. Buy them a drink. Have one-to-one conversations. Without everyone on this slide and more, I wouldn't be here. I would have spotted so many bad things about what I'm doing. So I want to thank all the coaches in this room and the ones that aren't in this room that's helped me. Because without you, I wouldn't be on this stage, I wouldn't be having the life that I haven't. And my daughter, who's really ill and needing to finance her stuff, wouldn't have had the opportunity in life she's about to have because I can afford to help her. Thank you very much. After reflecting on what I did badly, this is the thing that really hit me. Emotional intelligence. I was shit. Right? Really bad. And I didn't realise. How bad I was. We're lucky in this community. I've got people who look out for me. They will have the difficult conversation. And there was one difficult conversation that someone had, and they were high, so I was obviously thinking, am I going to offend him? Is he going to like me? Had it anyway. It was a game changer. This was the conversation. Jamie, I just saw you at a networking event. And this is what I observed. For 20 minutes, you were talking to this lady, and she didn't say a word because you didn't let her. I didn't even realise. Why? My emotional intelligence was really low. I wasn't aware the experience that people were having with me. Wasn't aware. So what I want you guys to do, I want you to score yourselves out of 10 in all of these 4 areas. And I also want you to ask your coach to do the same and see how you compare. Because Jamie 5 years ago would have said, I'm behind all of them. And my coach would have said, no, you're not, you're shit. So, this is something you might not realise you're not good at. I didn't. So it's important that your coach tells you the truth. And that'll be an inspiring moment, because then you'll realise what's really holding you back. The reason I was shit at selling is I wasn't reading people well. I was like being logical and following a process, etc., etc. But it's not about that. You need a process, but you need to read the person. What are they not telling you? You need to be good at body language. You need to be good at reading emotions. If you want to be better at emotions, I've got a recommendation for you. Adopt teenage daughters. I'm lucky that I've got teenage daughters, not adopted, natural birth. Wow, what a journey that's been. This is what they told me. Dad, I'm struggling with this. Is that global top 100 a complete lie? How the hell can you be so high in this people business when you can't even read our emotions? They were telling me something. Your emotional intelligence is really low when you read to us. Real wake-up call. But they were right. They're right. But she has made me aware of it. Like Lucas did at that event.
Just a point of clarification, it was 30 minutes.
This is so important in our people business. If you're high at this, then you're not going to get people prospects will not gaslight you, or they gaslight you less. Clients won't leave you up, you realise it wouldn't have left. Because people do not tell you the truth. You need to read, you need to look at things, you need to observe, you need to join the dots. So I urge anyone that's like this, you've got to get this sorted. I worked hardly with James Vincent on this because he's really strong. And what's great about him being on my journey is he's strong at that and I was weak, so he could see my blind spots and he'd tell me. I'll probably fight with him and say, no, you're talking rubbish, James, but actually, I'm glad he persisted, because when the ego dropped a little bit, I actually let in the truth. So get your coach to rate you on this and compare your score, and then you might change the book you're reading. The best book on this for me, Never Split the Difference, Chris Voss, Game Changer. There's a book on body language called Think What Everybody Is Saying, that was also great. And just read like loads of things about psychology and human behaviour. I really enjoy it, and I've learned a lot, and I've also realised how for 50 odd years I've basically misread everyone. Get good at this, guys. Right. So we've now covered the mindset and the NCI areas you need to be good at to be good at the business, get the income that you want and the life that you want. So let's look now at the sales and marketing side. Now the life I want is not to do any selling or marketing. So I've got 50 grand a month. I've not done a COD or diag for 5 years. I'm going to show you exactly how I've done that. That's not everyone's model, because I have to invest in a team. There are some people there that rather work the extra hours and do the COD and diag. That's their choice. And if that's the life they want to live, then that's fine. And it probably suits them better because they don't want to spend that money. Okay, that's fine. But if the road you want to go is get a team and not have to do that, then I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. So, the target this team needs to do is to have 25 target business owner conversation a week at least. And I've got a team at the moment that are doing at least double or triple that. So if you've not got that, you're not going to get where you want to go. If you or your team aren't doing that, unless you're on income level you're high, if you want to grow your income, you need to find a way of doing that. I'm going to show you how to do that. But that's what you need to go for. Your marketing team needs to be having those conversations. It could be, there's many other strategies, but that's the thing, that's the real target. Are you having 25 a week? If not, you should have a 90-day plan that shows exactly how you can change that. So, how do you get those 25 business owner conversations a week? Now, you need to test every marketing strategy and scale what works. Not only what works, something I just learned from Helen Petherbridge, thank you very much, that's a brilliant session. Not only what works, but it's also what you're good at, and the thing I learned from Helen today, what you love, which is a blind spot I've had for 53 years. Do what you love, you're good at, and what works. 3 things. So, I've tested everything, and there'll be, I've coached over 40 coaches, and there are different results for every coach in the country. PMP work with some, networking works with some, not for others. Just accept your test and measure. James did a brilliant presentation on test and measure, the detail you go. You need to do the same with your own marketing. He focused on digital marketing, but it's also the same with physical marketing as well. Really understand exactly what's working how. So, test everything. Now, for me, the thing that works really well is telemarketing. So that's why I scaled. I actually enjoy it. I don't enjoy doing it, I don't do it, but I enjoy the fact that I've got a team of people that are recording conversations with business owners every week. So I know exactly what the market is saying, I know the hurdle, when there's a good call that leads to a client, I can go back to the call and spot all the trends on why did that person lead to a client. I've got all of that data. And we look at it every week in detail. So how do I get these results? So what marketing do I do? And what is my team? So on the point of doing what you do, I don't want to do sales and marketing, so I get a team. What is it you don't want to do in your business? Have you delegated what you don't want to do? Because that will make you happier and achieve more. It might bring you some money, but you'll get it back if you're happier, you're going to perform better and get the income back. I've probably got one of the highest costs per client in the country, I don't care. Probably 5 grand a client, I still make 230 grand net profit a year, I'm okay with that. But I did the investment, and it took a number of years. There was a really good quote from James Peake, who was on the James Vincent podcast. He said, the only risk in business is not to take a risk. Are you taking enough risk in business to minimise your risk going forward, or are you being ultra cautious with everything, on your investment, or where you spend your time? So here's my team. Effectively, what do I do to make them successful? I buy the best data, I spend a lot of money. So it's a system called Cognizant, costs me 10 grand a year, but it means I get mobile numbers of business owners, I get their email addresses, so it means I'm sending an email normally advertising the podcast with a few links to my website, to 35,000 business owners a week from a GDPR compliant database. All that means is I get 2,000 people looking at my website, which increases the SEO, which means I get internal inquiries. What it also means is the fact they have an email sent, it means that they watch the webinar, they then get more familiar with ActionCOACH, and again, it helps to have a softer into the call. So it appears less cold. So, I don't call them telemarketers, I call them prospect relationship builders, because looking back at what they do, that is what they do. When we look back at clients, often there's been multiple conversations. Because we use Salesforce, we can track when the conversation happened, what they said, and the date they had. We've got all of that data. So there's people that I work with that it's taken 30 conversations over 3 years. No. All right then, okay. Yes, I've been working 20 hours a day for like 3 years and not seen my child. Then prospect, then discovery call, then got, then dive, then sign up client. So people need to develop that relationship. So what happens is, I get the data, we send an email, they call from the list, and they book discovery calls for Warren, who's head of client acquisition, who then does discovery call, COD, and if they need it, guide. He normally converts on the COD. But it's discovery call, questionnaire, COD. I meet them at the alignment after they've paid. He also gives me documents to fill out. I get all of their goals, long-term, short-term, the 6 things they want in the next 30 days and the next year. So when we do the alignment, we go through the document, I get deeper on it, and then they leave out with a plan what they're doing for at least 6 months, could be later. So that process really works. Now, we talked about how to attract the clients that can pay £2 grand plus VAT for fortnightly coaching. What do you think it does when they speak to coaches and they hear the coach doing the sales process, and then they speak to 2 people about business coaching with me? They've not even met me yet. What do you think that? How do I look for them? How do you think I look when they compare me when other people are just calling themselves?
Successful, busy.
Yeah.
Authoritative.
So these people, we've never had a problem with a price objection on £2 grand plus VAT fortnightly. And part of it is that I'm a bit mysterious. I'm a guy you can see on the YouTube video. I've not met me yet. They met me after they've paid for the alignment. And what we found is that that's valuable. They see that as an evidence of value. I had a client say to me, if you were quoted less, I would have gone with you because you won't be confident enough to deliver service that I needed. There's a great session from Alan on how to have the confidence to charge a higher fee. If you don't charge a higher fee, you're going to lose the client. You're not going to have the clients that you want. And if you're struggling with that, then you need to work on your mindset. And I recommend that if you're not working with a mindset coach issue, I'd switch to a mindset coach because you need to do that first. Otherwise, you're in a big barrier. You've got brilliant people who do that. You've got James Burke, you've got Mark Eccles, you've got James Vincent and Bruce Wilson. That's not my bag. If I work with somebody's mindset, I generally move them on because that's not what I want to do. It's also not my skill set. So, here's my team, and basically help me get to 50 grand a month. I need to help the team. I help them by paying them more than everyone else. They want a weekly call with me and James. We go through the numbers. We share calls that were good and congratulate people. When there's a bad call, then Warren will sit with them and analyse what they could do better next time. There's lots of review, lots of call listening. And then I'm meeting with them once a week and we go through their numbers. How long does it take them to book an appointment is the thing I look for. I also look for, we go to the pipeline, which is when Warren has a discovery call, how many are going to COD? And then we share that, and we learn why certain people aren't booking appointments, or I'm getting people who are £1 million plus to go to the next stage. So the thing that also really helps them is this. I have ruthlessly, anytime I did anything good with anyone, I asked for a testimonial. Now, what I've learned from coaching over 40 coaches is that some people don't know how to ask their client. So I'm going to share what I do, and it's worked 22 times out of 22. You say to them, ActionCOACH UK have got an offer at the moment. We'll do a free promotional video for you. We just ask one thing. You say a few words about your journey with us on camera. Is that okay? And they go, thank you, that's a lovely offer. And as a result of that, it's massively changed my life. The telemarketers send that to people, and it goes from bugger off to at least a call. I've watched Warren in his cods, which are on Zoom, and I watched a prospect kind of looking at their farms or whatever during that. When they play one of the testimonials, you get a sudden change in their body language, and you get the engagement being full on, and then the close is really quick. It's a game changer. Social proof. And what's great, you've got James Ashley, just book an appointment, he'll come down, and because he does so many of these, he's brilliant. Change your life. And if you've got testimonials from people who are £1 million plus, you're going to get more of them, because then they believe that you can do it. And the fee won't be a problem. You just need to do it, just to be ruthless. And if for whatever reason there's an issue with the schedule of James Ashley because he's busy for 3 months or whatever, or it's not business that looks good on camera, do it on Zoom. Just say to people, James actually does a Zoom service for 15 minutes. Get him to do it on Zoom. And I just find that if you want to do a testimony yourself, then you just ask 3 questions. Just say, why did you decide to work with me? What results have I brought you and your business? And the third question is, what would you say to someone who's considering working with me? And then you get a decent Zoom call, you just got on your website straight away. I've done the Zoom call and then got James, so at least had something. So then my telemarketing team can use it straight away, Warren can use it in the cards, and it just speeds up conversion and it speeds up belief. So that's a section on sales and marketing, how to attract the clients that you want, the ones that will pay £2 grand plus VAT fortnightly, and you can get results with, and you can learn from, and we'll do a testimonial showing something really impactful, so you can attract more like them and their network. I've ended up with people I never in a million years would expect to work with. There was this guy, he was a referral from Bonmat Corner, George Morrissey. You might have seen him interviewed by James on the podcast. £30 million business. They've gone to 30 million in 5 years. One's 32, one's 35. I just thought they're going to be with me for 2 weeks. What on earth can I give them? They were brilliant at everything, but they were humble enough to realise their delegation was poor. Their understanding of team wasn't great. They're a 90-man remote office business, which has challenges. And in a year, just for doing a team, we've got to 60 million in 1 year. And I've learned so much from them. I look at them and think, there's characteristics of how you come across I want to learn from. I've probably learned more from them than they've learned from me in that year. Amazing experience. All through this process. So that's the sales and marketing piece. I'm now going to cover coaching. What do you need to do in the coaching to make sure you get the results of the people of this type of size business? The first thing is align the client at the start. So you've got to be really clear on what they want from you. And often they won't tell you because they've not really thought about it. I'll give you an example. Family businesses. They'll tell you they want this profit, that profit, or etc. But there's a thing that no one said, but it's really come apparent. The parent wants their pension protected, and they want their child to be happy and have a career that they're happy with and earns them what they want to earn and makes them feel fulfilled and valued. And they want someone that isn't them, as in the parent, leading that journey, because there's things that you will say or guide that might even be the same as the parent, but they're not going to listen to the parent because it's the parent. So align at start. How clear are you, the things they've said and not said, exactly what this client wants? What do they see success as? Next thing is position plan. The big positioning that I've learned, and I've actually just in some cases not worked with clients. I'm not after people that are only focused on short-term results. I want long-term results. There are some things that you do that might take a year before you see a financial effect. If you don't do them, in 3 years, your bottom line in business and life is worse. I position heavily. So anyway, I know we can talk about like a 6-week guarantee. Someone wants that, not for me. Sorry, I'm not interested in people like that. If they're sitting there clinging onto the fee and no. We're going to significantly push our bottom line over the next few years. I don't know what your learning curve is. I don't know what the state of your business is. I've got no idea what it's going to take. But things will improve. Some people do get there in 6 weeks, but some clients with a steep learning curve with backwards systems and the wrong staff are not going to be done in 6 weeks. If you position well, then they'll give you the time. Because they know it's going to take time. You've got the guarantee, you've got 30 days notice, they don't like it, so you can protect them. But make it clear, this is long term or not at all. And the clients that pay £2 grand fortnightly a month, £2 grand plus that a month fortnightly, expect that to happen. They expect it's long term. They expect change is not tomorrow, with a learning curve of 0. So you end up, again, when you do this, the client actually builds rapport strong with you because you've told them the truth, and that's actually what they're expecting. So are you positioning well enough, and are you attracting the clients that when you do that, they actually go, that's good, actually no, well, I thought I was going to get, doubling my profits in 2 months. Next parts of coaching, they need to see. We talked about it's not immediate, but they need to see it. They need to know exactly how you're doing it. So there's many ways we can position the future. So I'm a big fan of doing like a forecast. Could be over 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. Whatever makes sense to the client. This is where the emotional intelligence comes in. Some people ask me a question. What do you use, a 3-year plan or a 5-year plan? Depends on the person. Sometimes there isn't one. Sometimes it's 1 year. Depends on where they're at. But something in the future, they need to see their ideal future and understand what value you bring to it that they wouldn't have without you. Otherwise, they disappear. So are they clear on what you're bringing to that future they couldn't get? So that's the long term. The next thing on their ideal future is 90-day plans. So, is there one? Is it clear? Are the targets clear? Are they aligned with what they told you to align? Is it aligned with the forecast? Do their team all have 90-day plans? So they're aligned to the owner. So everyone should be clear on the near and the distant future and the things that are needed. Otherwise, they could finish with you because they perceive the outcome is not good because they don't know and they guess it's not going to be good. But if they know, then they're going to stay because A, it's something they want, and B, they see where you fit into it. The next thing is they need to know their progress. So every month you need to be looking at a P&L. All my clients, I make sure I get read-only access to their Xero or their QuickBooks, etc. If they don't have it, I make sure that they hire someone that can do that. Because I say to them, without visibility and growth, it's dangerous. I could bankrupt you. Growth is investment. You need to manage it to make sure you don't run out of cash. So I'm quite insistent that they've got someone that can do that to a reasonable level of accuracy. It doesn't have to be to a penny, but at least know what the sales are, at least know what the bank balance is, and track it. And is it going up or down? Because if it's going up, they're immediately seeing the benefit that you're doing. And you need to tell them, well done on your best year ever. Celebrate with them. Send them champagne. Take them out. So they're feeling successful, like they haven't done before. Not only need to look at the P&L and the balance sheet, which Rod went into, but also KPIs. Essential. You're testing any marketing, you don't have KPIs, you've got no idea what's going on. You don't know what's working, what to fix, what to change. And you won't be able to grow. So you need to be knowing at least how to do that. And I've seen businesses just on tracking KPIs grow significantly. I worked with a retailer that went from 11 to 33 million in 3 years. Probably the only thing we really did was we tracked the P&L from each shop and made sure the managers had a meeting of it to understand what was the best one doing on each metric, shared it with the other ones and made the other people have actions on what they implement to make them better. And then they got competitive. And what we found is out of those 11 shops, 2 or 3 were loss-making. They were profitable within a few months. And because they learned from each other, every shop became the mirror of the best shop. And the result was 11 to 33 million in 3 years. Phenomenal for something so simple. And it's all about you and your clients and their team knowing their progress and being accountable to improve it. So how well are you doing on that? Now this is something that has massively helped me on many levels. I like to help create and coach the leadership team. So I help clients with recruitment, I help them with their management, I help them with their leadership. And sometimes my coaching is me and the leadership team on a 1 hour Zoom every fortnight, where two things happen. Number one, each team member will create a 90-day plan. Number two, they will present it to their peers. And then in the follow-up meetings, they'll track progress against it and showing KPIs to each other. What do you think that does? When you do that, and it's not been done before, what do you think happens?
Drives results.
Excellent. Well, sorry?
Focus.
Excellent, it gives people focus. What else happens?
Collaboration.
Collaboration.
Help each other can.
Yeah? What else happened that might feel should
They tend to do what they say they're going to do.
Yeah?
They start managing what they're measuring.
Yeah?
They compete with each other.
Yeah? Also,
Ship one's lead.
yes. And when it comes to positioning, you need to tell the client, so what we're going to do, this is what might happen. Anyone that shouldn't be with you will get worse quicker and be a nuisance. But when they're gone, things will be better. Because the minute you shine a light on someone through this level of visibility and accountability that isn't very good, they start showing defensive and adverse behaviour. And then suddenly you find out how bad it's been for a number of years and they only didn't even know. So I position that, and we plan for it, plan the exit, plan the replacement, help them with the recruitment. What it also does is that I end up having a relationship with all the team members. So for whatever reason the owner, now he's got all of his time back because his team are doing all the work with this process, going on holiday, they don't see me much, he knows I've got a relationship with his team and they see value in me. Because if you're not brought to the team, the owner can have a doubt, actually, are they going to like him? Is he going to be too hard? Is someone going to leave? They know, because they'll speak to him. I actually enjoy this as well. I enjoy facilitating these meetings. And I love also seeing each team member grow, because this process helps them grow. I love seeing when they hire someone new who has a bad few months, who then grows, and then might do $1 million in their first year if it's a salesperson, and $2 million next year. And then I like seeing them bring on their first assistant, and then them learning to manage, them asking me the books to read to manage their new assistant. I love seeing journeys like that, when you have this process. And in the meeting as well, not only 90-day plans, we show the P&L to the people that the owner will let see it. We'll also get them to participate in the financial forecast and feel part of the team, and they actually have their ideas heard. I find this process just encompasses so much. And I learn a lot, because I get to learn about different personalities. And the behaviour of, they said they'll do this, they're not going to do this, and me understanding why a fair break outcome happened or why a favourable outcome didn't happen. And I learn myself about the way I guide, the way I facilitate. You get different personalities, you get different cultures. Again, this is what I love when I see the results, but again, it might not be your thing, you might not want to do that. Any questions on anything about coaching this leadership team, the dynamics, how to get it going, action?
Jerry, how do you deal with the owner who's really suddenly starting to wake up to the fact that it could get a lot worse before it gets a lot better? They're going to lose people and they're struggling to sort of anticipate the pain of that, to deconstruct the business before you help them reconstruct.
Okay, so we do a forecast, and in that forecast, we put in the exit of person X with the redundancy. The recruitment process starts 3 months before, which you help them with. And then they didn't go through that process. So they'll know their P&L, that whatever, and you say, look, I'm going to help you get someone better. And you can even start it earlier. You know, get everything watertight, speak to the HR lawyer if they're over 2 years, all of those things. So they need to feel confident in you that that's not going to be a disaster. Also, Growth Club, get them to talk to another client who's been through the process to give them confidence that this other client had fears, went through it, and now look at they've got who's transforming their business. So there's a few things that will help deal with that. Any other questions?
One more question from Helen, and Mark, you just grab Jamie at lunchtime if that's all right. I just want to get this wrapped up in a second. So last question from Helen.
Okay. So, Helen?
How does this, so you're coaching the owner separately, or is this a separate card?
He's in the meeting.
And is that your coaching meeting?
Yeah.
That's it?
Yeah.
You actually coach the whole lot together, that's what they get, the
Yeah.
2,000?
Yeah. My model is this. I know some people, I say to everyone, you've got unlimited contact with my diary, anyone in the team. Because I never want, if someone needs help, I want them to help me. The reality is, it only adds about 10-15% to the end of 2 hours a month. I offer it, but if you do a good enough job, you can minimise it. But I still get the value. Any other questions on anything else?
At lunchtime, give me questions.